welcome back to Fox Sports News and Views. Great to have your company, and joining us in the studio right now, a couple of very special guests. Steve Hewson is to my left and to your right of the screen, and he is the wheelchair Rugby League Australian coach. And wonderful to have you in, Steve. And of course, to my right and your left is Mitchell Stone, one of the competitors. Wonderful to have you guys in. Let's start, if we can, Mitchell, just telling us a little bit about the game itself, Australian Rugby League.
Well,
wheelchair.
Wheelchair rugby league is a lot like the NRL, sort of in the way that the ball gets passed backwards. Use a different size ball, a mod ball. Pass the ball backwards, 6 tackles. You can kick the ball on the fifth, which is just a punch out of the ball like AFL. Convert your tries, a kick off a tee, and you can go for a drop goal if you like.
Mitch, can we just ask you a bit about your background? It was only 2 years ago you had a boating accident and found yourself in a wheelchair, and you did play a bit of rugby league before. How important is getting into sport and staying involved to getting your mind, staying positive?
Well, I think it helped out a lot. Getting into sport, it takes your mind off, all the negatives of it. You get in there and have a bit of fun. It's just, I don't know, more enjoyable to be out there and. Yeah.
So you start to have a laugh again. I mean, at the time of the accident, it's got to be a very, very tough thing to deal with. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty tough. But my mates all hung around me and helped me out a bit. So my old football team, they did a fundraiser for me, which paid for a wheelchair so I can play the sport. So,
what club's that? What was that?
It's Cambridge and Alley Crocodiles.
Yeah, in the Sutherland Shire there. Yeah.
And what about you, Steve, the coach? You must be, I guess, just proud of these guys and what they're achieving for a sport that's quite young in a way.
It's a really big buzz seeing these kids as young, I suppose, as early teens and as old as late 30s and 40s playing the game, because it gives them a chance to be involved in rugby league. And rugby league, to a lot of them, was their life or is their life, and it's just a great sport, and it gives me a buzz, a really big buzz, to see them having a good time.
And just to put things into perspective, I suppose, Steve, I mean, you're obviously not in a wheelchair or anything like that, but you were a rare talent yourself in the 70s as a halfback, and you had your career cut short with chronic knee injuries. But that doesn't compare to, I suppose, what these guys have got to go through.
No, these guys, they've got a lot of hardship, but I think because the game has been designed to be as close to the running game as possible, it gives them a feeling of being part of the game and an integral part of the game. The league is looking at having various forms of the game to cover lots of disabilities, and this is one of them, and this is one of the most advanced ones we've got so far.
What I like about it is that not only are the rules quite similar to rugby league or NRL, but your whole setup. You've got a club competition, and you've also got a World Cup next year that Australia will be competing in. Yes,
we will. This will be the second time we've gone to a World Cup. In 2008 we had a team in, but we didn't have a domestic competition back then. We've only had the domestic competition for 3 years. We've grown from 4 teams to 8 teams, and with the support of the NRL clubs that you can see on the table here, we hope to grow even further in the coming years. But the World Cup is middle of June, July next year, and there's going to be 6 teams in it.
Yeah, plenty to look forward to. I want to ask you, Stevie, if there were no limitations, okay? So we're not being realistic here. What sort of area would you like to see Wheelchair Rugby League heading into?
I would like to see a national competition. I would like to see the week of the State of Origin, come Wednesday night, say on the Monday night we have a New South Wales versus Queensland wheelchair game at a venue packed out with 5,000 people. I'd love to see that. And I think...
We would too.
I think that would be one of the best spectacles that you'll ever see.
Mitch, just talk us through a little bit about playing the game. It's open to able-bodied, you can have a couple of able-bodied people in the team as well?
Yeah, there's 2 able-bodies allowed on the field at a time, so I've got 4 on my team at the moment. I've got 5 on a field at a time, 2 able-bodies and 3 disabled. It's very fast game.
Is it? It's not only fast; it's got to be pretty tough. How physically demanding is it? We can see players going over there and straight back up, no problem.
Yeah, well, different levels of injury. So some people, it's a bit more difficult to get back up. Like I've got a higher injury compared to most people. So,
What's the most common injury?
I suppose paraplegia, broken back, and spina bifida.
Oh, sorry. What I meant, Mitch, is what's the most common injury that you get during games?
Well, I don't think anyone's really got an injury from the game. A lot of stacks, but
Good selling point.
don't get hurt. So.
Maybe a few bruises, maybe a fingernail on the wheel or something like that. But it's in the 3 seasons we've had, I can't recall anyone requiring medical attention other than we had one the other night where he cut his knee and had a bit of blood on, so he had to come off. Obviously, blood bin, come off, get patched up, come back on.
Fantastic, isn't it? That's certainly a selling point for mums out there that don't want Timmy getting injured. Well, yeah, they can take up a wheelchair rugby league. I just want to finish with the fact that the sport is actually growing. It's important to touch on that. What is attracting new people to the sport?
I think the big attraction is that it's as close to the game of rugby league as possible for people in wheelchairs. And the fact that we allow in our competition able bodies, so that allows brothers with a brother that's, say, in a chair to be able to play together.
Yeah. You guys could come along and have a go if you wanted.
Yeah. I've got Steve covered.
We're nearly out of time. Just quickly, you said you had one game. For someone who played the game at a pretty high level, what was it like to get in a chair and take it on in that way?
Extremely frustrating, because your mind wanted to do things that your body couldn't actually do. Because when you're an able body, you're strapped into the chair.
Yeah.
So you're part of the chair, and the actual chair skills that these players have got are just astounding.
Yeah.
Now, look, if you're listening to what Steve is saying and you're thinking, hey, I reckon I could do this pretty easily, you can actually put your money where your mouth is, and it's coming up this Saturday, and it's the Wollongong Come Try Day. This is open to, I think, anyone that wants to get involved. Are we going, Steve?
Yeah, why not?
Actually, it's my bucks. I can't make it. Sorry.
Saturday, 7th of November.
Okay.
We'll see you down there, and we've got a chair for you.
Yeah.
He'll need a high one.
There you go. We'll get down and give that a shot, or at least get down there and have a look and see what it's all about. It's a great sport. Mitch, thanks for coming in. We appreciate that.
Thank you for having me.
Steve as well.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, guys. Best of luck for the rest of the season.